And welcome back. Okay, so we are about to fight this group of brigands, which will help us a lot with this patrol duty. I've also taken a look at the perks here, so I've noticed quite a few changes. I didn't still inspect every single one of them. However, I've noticed a few things. So for example, rotation is now tactical maneuvers and it's on this tier, and also it has footwork combined into it. I do think I like that change, but yeah, that is a reminder that I cannot really rely on memories alone on what perks are good and what they do. I do need to actually read. Anyways, other things, let's see here. So freedom of movement has been changed quite a bit. It used to give us damage reduction based on initiative, which was extremely strong, and now instead it affects movement type perk skills, so climb, lunge, footwork, rotation, leap, etc, etc, etc. Reduces fatigue cost and also action point cost, so that's a big change, and I do think I like that change as well, since the old freedom of movement was way OP, in my opinion. Anyways, what else? Well, let's not go through any more perks at the moment, but I've done a bit of preliminary planning. Nothing set in stone. And I've also changed a few items around. Partly based on who has fast adaptation, so I tried to give people who have that the heavier hitting weapons. Anyways, let's go see if we can fight and kill these guys, and they are running away. Don't think there's a high chance of them running into like a noble army way over here though, and indeed we have caught up with them. Which means we will have heads for the patrol. Alright, let's see here. Paul, what did you have? You have fast adaptation. And also your armor, if you can call it that, is not at good condition. And also he's a bit damaged himself. Anyway, I don't care if he dies, I suppose, as long as he doesn't die immediately. So I suppose we'll just engage. But let's wait for those surround bonuses, as usual. Alright, so the dog needs to go. And I suppose for Leica might as well begin. And also, yes, Reinhardt is in the backline for now. Because he's a bit damaged and he's one of the guys who's actually semi-decent. So I want to keep them alive if possible. For the time being, even if they don't necessarily have like late game potential, but they do have mid game potential at the very least, when compared to the rest of these bozos. Anyways, Ingrid. Yeah, I need to remember that I actually have these things, so quick step. We can attack twice. Let's see. Let's wait for Grim to arrive before we do so. Also, Grim doesn't have a helmet, but he does have 97 hit points. Takes a stab there. Alright, Aletta might even shield wall. I think that's a good idea. Okay, one dog, well, two dogs down. Alright, go for this one. And you, Bold, once again, I suppose, go into melee. And by melee, I mean the reach weapon melee. Alrighty. 25. That's the highest chance. saved the +2 AP from fast adaptation there, so I could move with Froleika. Okay, let's see here. Also, yes, one thing I'll mention is that I will be taking, I think, second wind on Herbert, because he's our main character, and if he dies, the run is over. I don't usually take this, but it seems to have been buffed. I don't remember at least it having this second wind skill as well. So that might keep him alive. Anyways, continue killing. Let's see here. Guess it doesn't matter which one I go for. Now it is your turn, brigands. What can you do with that? Not much so far. Alright. This is going smoothly. It is just rabble still, though. Right, let's go for one of these backline rabbles. I guess this one. Okay, 2 kills. Nice. Alright, might be able to headshot this guy. 35. Well, I don't know. Maybe not worth it. Maybe not worth it to try it. With the added fatigue cost as well. Anyways, let's try to make sure we get every single one of these guys. That means, I suppose, let's move with Aleta. I want all the heads I can get. A stunned, that matters not at all. Especially now. Kind of a cakewalk. We will run into tougher fights. Also, I should probably dagger this guy if I'm able to, but I don't think I can. But I suppose I can try. Because he has decent armor for this stage in the game. Okay, let's try it, I suppose. Very unlikely to succeed. We don't have enough time. So I want to get this guy. Fail. It seems the armor will be gone. Anyways, I'll still dagger him down. There we are, a couple of levels out of that, plenty of heads. We did get this armor. I don't think it was the same one though. Anyways, whatever. We gain some food and money and tools. I do like to get those resources this early on. Okay, so a couple of levels. Froleika level 4. Okay, nice rolls. Max rolled. Alright, so let's see here. I didn't actually plan on anything for her. I might just take like Steelbrow. I am a Steelbrow enjoyer. Something else kind of out of the left field would be efficient packing. But yeah, I should try to like maximize the combat utility of this character, I think. And I might even go with shields, though she does also have a star in melee skill. It's pretty underwhelming overall, but can actually do some damage with Spear Mastery. So I will just mark Spear Mastery in green, meaning I will be taking that with this amount of melee skill. And with that in mind, let's mark Spear Waller in blue as a maybe. Quick Step, always an option. I guess I'll mark it in blue. Pathfinder, kind of an option, I suppose. Also, Staff Spins is on tier 1. I need to remember that it's there, actually. Oh, it's from the Polearm group. Why is it in the Polearm group instead of the Staff group? Well, anyway. I suppose it doesn't matter. So let's see here. Yeah, like I said, I would like to keep her alive, so I guess I'll just take Steel Brow for now. And next up, Albrecht the Monk, level 5. Do I care about initiative at all? I could just take range defense. It's going to be hit points and resolve, but what else? I suppose I care about initiative more than I care about range defense. Probably. Currently the only armor option is Lithe, medium armor. There are some benefits to taking initiative, and we can get the light armor perk group later on. Sure, I'll get some initiative. It's not like it makes a big difference either way. Alright, and now for the perk. So I have a couple of things. 3 things here marked in blue. So Peaceable, Bandage Mastery, and Field Triage. I'm kind of leaning towards Bandage Mastery here. There are of course other things I could consider. Maybe just like 9 lives, or Gifted, or Resilient. Or even Medicine Ingredients, as that does increase Resolve as well. I don't care in the slightest about getting Medicine Storage up by 10, so I don't know. Also unlocks crafting bandages and medicine. Never really made much use of this perk though. So maybe I am selling it short. Anyways, I'll go ahead and take Bandage Mastery. That might come in handy at some point. Unlocks the Bandage skill, which allows you to bandage allies without a bandage. Can bandage while in a zone of control. And I will call this guy now a Monk Bandage. And take this away from him. You don't need it anymore. You have this thing, which is better. Right, let's give this for now, I guess, to U-Bolt. And we move on. We have only 2 days to return to Forced Launch. Which means there's still a bit of time to find 6 more heads. I think we really got lucky here finding this bandit camp here, as well as the... Well, I guess we were even luckier finding this group of 14 brigands. Let's take a quick look here, maybe. Though, should I camp for a bit to heal and repair? I don't think that's necessary. Would be nice, but time is of the essence. Also, did you guys just get into a fight, or did you just... Yes, you did. So that's going to be brigands, right? And I guess you're going this way? Or am I being confused again? No, you're over there. Okay, well anyways, you will die. This is a nighttime battle, I guess that's fine. It's a little bit bad for Astrid, but that's about it. Anyways, let's get to it. That means we will actually have the full collection of heads with some overflow. We can just donate the extra heads free of charge. And they may do with them as they wish. Okie dokie. Should be probably even easier than the last fight. Though of course it's always possible that something will go wrong. Anyways, I'm not going to think about this one too much, I don't think. Let's just kill. Take the high ground with someone else here, maybe. Which means this is a decent spot, I suppose, to move to. Okay, you just... Well, then again, I could quick step, but that doesn't actually help. We can't attack with 3 AP. Okay, just hold, I think. So this one is still has 4 AP, so maybe we will... Maybe we will actually get to attack. Maybe. Unlikely, but maybe. So let's wait. Okay, you just take the high ground there. Kill the dog. Rest in peace. Albrecht can handle probably this amount of rabble if they do decide to attack him, even if he's poorly equipped without steel brow and with a crappy helmet. 5 armor points from that so-called helmet. Well, it's not a helmet. Let's be fair, it's a cloth cap. So, I don't know. I mean, there's no reason to really risk it. Let's just take the high ground here. It's fine. It's fine, and also, yes, now we have horrible chances to hit. Kind of horrible, but let's go for an aimed shot and get a kill. You bolt, just move. Also, what is this? Climb. Okay, yeah. Now I remember. Bonk. Not really a bonk, but anyway. Technically a bonk, but the amount of bonkage was not that fantastic. Okay, dazed. Would have been nice to actually roll some melee defense for Herbert. Anyways, shouldn't matter here in this fight. But eventually, when we fight like orcs or something, we might just have him die, which will be run over. Especially since they don't really respect positioning, they will just rush through. The warriors will. Anyways, keep on killing. Alright, now we do quick step. Highest chance results in a kill. Okay, nasty hit there. What was that? Oh, that was probably the new skill from the... Let's see, Heartseeker, yes. That explains it. I will double check. Read what that actually does. 50% lower threshold to inflict injuries. Okay. Well, anyway. I will crush this guy's skull as revenge. Alright. No one gets to leave. Off with your head. And that's another 2 level ups. Alright, Aleta, level 5. Alright, so yeah, her combat utility will soon kind of come to an end, though she does obviously have feint. So yes, eventually if she's still with us, I think she will just be an Inspire bot. Can't do that yet though. However, I could just take like efficient packing and skillful stacking in anticipation of that kind of role, instead of trying to force it upon her to actually do something in combat. Apart from rally, I guess. Let's see, how are we doing with space? Yeah, I could use some more space. Let's just take efficient packing here. That means she will have at least some utility even if she sits out. Okay. Doesn't have light armor, and we might never actually get that on her, but we might. So I'm thinking about whether to take this +2 here instead of this +5 initiative. Light is available though. Let's see, where's the thing? So let's mark this in blue. Where is it balance? Yes, balance. Let's mark that in blue as well. I seem to recall this actually needing to have some initiative in earlier versions of Legends, but it doesn't anymore. So that's just a pretty good perk for survivability. So is there a reason to take initiative unless I never... If I never get dodge, which I believe is from the light armor perk group. Let's see. It is from that. Not sure. However, if you're an Inspire bot, I guess having initiative can kind of work in that. So you get to inspire before the enemy gets to, or your Inspire target gets to act during that round. Whatever, let's just take it. As well as the hit points. Right, and then we have Paul, level 3. Rolls badly, which means I am even less inclined to have him stay around. Anyways, for now, he does have his uses. Could actually do something with initiative. Has dodge and alert. No perfect fit, though. Maybe I will get that dodge, even with this kind of measly amount of initiative. Until I get alert, maybe. Him, sure. No. Just no. Lockout. Unlocks the mark target skill now. Okay, interesting. That is interesting. So actually, if I take this, he will have a use. Mark target is a little bit strange. In a way, because if you have it, you're kind of incentivized to always use it. Unless it's been changed, which it might have been changed. I think it's a little bit lame to just spam mark target, but I don't know. It's definitely something that can be of use. And also, is it still required for the retinue? Let's see. So which one was it? Is it this one? Yes, it is still required. However, I don't want to keep him around, so even if I get... This is probably my favorite retinue. Increases sight radius by 25% and reveals extended information about footprints. So I will be getting that on someone, eventually. Guess I could try it out, it doesn't matter. So yeah, mark target, 2 AP, 15 fatigue, minus 10 melee defense, minus 10 range defense, up to 20% damage received from all sources. Scaling on hit points. Yeah, well, it's definitely good. And I do feel it's kind of cheap to spam it, but when it costs 15 fatigue, you can't do it forever, I suppose. Anyways, whatever. Strictly speaking, it's not magic, so I'm allowed to use it. Doesn't go against the rules. Anyways, now we have a full... Well, didn't we already have a full? Anyway, whatever. So I'm just going to head straight back. However, we also come across a broken cart. Usually I just steal everything we can, and since we are so early in the run, I will do so here as well. We gain plus 6 medical supplies. Okay, well that wasn't really worth it. We were at nearly the max amount of tools though, so I guess whatever. Alright, 25. The nobleman chuckles. You make it seem so easy. Anyways, what else? I'm still not going to do the spiders, I don't think. Doesn't seem worth it. There's yet another Tool Skull return item contract. At this point we have 2,400 crowns, so I could get someone more expensive. And there is a cheap militia here. As well as some others, like a butcher. And we don't have the food preparation perks yet. I would imagine they're still in the Legends selection of perks. I kind of dislike taking them on someone who's not going to be spending their entire life in the reserves though. But yeah, butchers can be really good in combat. Anyways, I'll get this militia guy at least. And I am immediately disappointed. Tiny and cocky. No stars in melee skill or melee defense. Okay, you're just a fodder. Just a fodder. Kind of an expensive fodder to an extent. Then again, Aleta is 19 per day. Well, anyways, it is what it is. Does come with a militia spear at least. I really need more headgear. So let's get something. Actually, 2 pieces of headgear, I suppose. And also, let's see, is there anything else I'm interested in? Probably not. Not at these prices. Alright. Anyways, you guys can have some headgear now. And also, I should probably treat this. Yeah, let's do that first. Let's camp for a bit and then decide what to do. Repair as well. And medical supplies seems good. We will need some more food pretty soon. But not just yet. Right, that's that. Alright, so do I do this? How much money are you offering? Good enough. Let's do it. Let's do it. Northwest. Still fighting rabble. Tip: not every battle can be won. $23. Sure, whatever. At this point, I think I'm far more fine if someone dies, because there's only a few people I care about at all. And I already have 11, which is a bit much, maybe. Since I self-imposed no tryouts, it's kind of likely, or let's put it like this, it's so unlikely to actually find good recruits that I'm bound to end up with like a ton of garbage ones. Which is part of the challenge that I wanted, I suppose. But anyways, it does result in situations where I have too many garbage pail kids. Also, why did I move there? Anyway, whatever. Starting to autopilot. Hit and run, or miss and run to be more accurate. So since I autopiloted, I guess I forgot to use the quick step. Eventually I will actually remember who these fools that call themselves mercenaries that I have, who they are and what they can do. Well done. Okay, 3 more. Okay, there we go. Sadly, no level ups. So let's try to remember to sell all of this garbage that we have. So how are we doing with ammunition? Still fine. Alright. Let's sell junk. So let's see. This should be a pretty good selling price, but I will, out of curiosity, check. Come on. 21, yeah, pretty decent. Do we have any... I think the beggar gives us some... Plus 1% barter. That is from, yes, the beggar. Okay, let's sell the amber shards, I suppose. Could still wait for a better price, but that's decent. And these are actually kind of upgrades I would imagine still. Okay, basically swimming in money for once. Okay, I'll sell the nacho brains. I don't want those. Sell a few of those. Sell that, sell that, sell that. So yes, these can be repaired as long as we have the corresponding perk. I don't think we have anyone who can get that. Don't know how or if the net perks have been changed. We shall find out, I suppose, eventually. Alright, let's see here. Sure, I'll find more hatchets. Let's remove these and repair them. And also this is already repaired, so let's apply it somewhere. Even if you're fodder, I guess you can have it. Oh, you already had one. Well, sure, keep it then. Make a switch there, and this can go nowhere, it seems, as we already have them. Well, it's good to have a spare. Does anyone need a knife? Yes, you need a knife. Treasury transfer. Well, if this is going somewhere where I'd like to head to anyway, then I might as well. Finsterstadt. That's over here. Maybe go south or north, though. Also, yes, food. Is food here affordable? Kind of. Kind of a little bit, but I don't know. Still expensive. On the expensive side, I guess. Still get that, though. Cured venison. Let it never be said that I do not feed my people. Alright, so since I have money, I could even consider someone like Ireland here. However, there are of course other uses for money, like getting a retinue. And that is our ambition, so let's see here. Watcher's Totem, Scavenger's Cart, Outrider's Post. Yeah, I could get this now. And like I said, it's my favorite one. And it's a kind of a huge survivability boost if you don't have the auto pause mod and aren't going to reload if you get ambushed. Alright, sure, I'll get that. I will get that. I believe even if we lose or kick Paul out, which means we lose access to Lookout, we can just get someone with Lookout and we don't need to pay that money for that retinue again. Anyways, so that means we only have 2,000 now. So what is the most efficient use of my time at the moment? So barbarians are semi-tough, but I could go north. Nomads aren't pushovers, but they are, I think, easier. North or south? South does have the amber here. North has something somewhere. The road does lead northwest here. And over here it leads to the west, well, northwest again, probably. Well, let's go a little bit north and then we'll decide. We can always come back down if we feel like it. If we're still alive. So ambition done. Let's be careful. Oh, that is brigand. Oh, this is the same group of brigands we killed. Anyways. Head on over to Schwarzburg. I suppose we can take a look at the recruits, if there's someone cheap who also has potential, maybe. There is another hunter, which we could afford. 1,000. I think I'd rather not at the moment. While it would be nice to have a good one, I am by no means guaranteed to get a good one. Let's take a look at the marketplace. And also I can get one more stack of tools. Tenacious, repair, dagger, unarmed, chef. Okay, I think this basically will... It seems like that every single perk group will be available from these treatises. There's an expensive war dog. Well, I guess not that expensive considering the base price. Comes with armor. That might actually be worth it. Also, this pike is blue. How strange. I like it though. Billhook. I think I'll buy nothing but except maybe the tools. Sure, let's get one stack of tools. There is training equipment here, but we are so far off from being able to afford it. Right, let's take a look here. Can we find something we can deal with? Brigands. We can deal with brigands. Why are the tracks like this? What the hell? Why are they... What? Okay, that's weird. I don't know what's going on with that. Anyways, take a look here. So, they've already been this way, so why did I see the tracks from such a distance? Nothing, okay. Okay, next ambition. Okay, I will take the Southern City-State contract ambition, and that means we go south. The north is a silly place, let's leave. Let's go through this area though. Battle site, so something has happened here. I don't see any combatants though. Alright. Let's go. Brigands, peasants and a caravan. Okay, so brigands have been chasing peasants. Let's go see if we can... Yes, we can get them. Okay, this... They have been upgraded. Now we have thugs, poachers. Well, as well as rabble. Hopefully this won't be in the mountains. It seems it's going to be on the hills though. Well, here's hoping for good terrain, and it's kind of neutral. So they are taking the high ground here, which is a bit bad. Only a bit, though. Alright, so I don't care in the slightest if you die, so just go for it here. Intercept them. So yeah, I should pay some attention since there are thugs here. Oh yeah, you have marked target, so I guess I will be using that. How long does this last? 2 turns. Oh, but it seems its range has been lowered. I kind of think that's a good thing, since this was really, really strong. Makes me a little bit less, perhaps, incentivized to spam it. Well, anyway, let's use it on this guy. You are now marked. Okay, go help out here, I think. And you as well. I could use climb from here. Could wait for like mark target before I go for it. But I'm not going to bother. One of the things that bugged me with mark target is that I might be mistaken, but I think like only the ranger character had it. The actual ranger instead of hunters. And since it was basically the best use of your time, it ended up being like you only spam that. Which is a tiny bit silly, I think. Anyways, it is, I think, probably the best use of someone like Paul's time, usually. In a fight like this, maybe it doesn't matter, but in a tougher one, for sure. You just wait there, it's fine. Oh yeah, I should be using this probably. Okay, let's use it on this guy. And on that one. He is running out of fatigue though. Quick step. And then again, I didn't need it since fast adaptation AP. Anyways, the battle has been won. Technically not over yet. Alright, I need to try to remember to not actually use Herbert in melee, even against Rabble. Run them down. Okay, 2 levels. And that fight was made possible, I think, by the Lookout retinue. So it also does come with offensive help. Anyways, so Ingrid here. Well, you are just a drunken fodder. So what do I give you? I could take like efficient packing, but that's going to be of not much help as she might die in the very next battle. Adrenaline is an option, I suppose. Can in some fights make a difference. Perfect fit, maybe. I'll just take adrenaline. Okay, pretty bad. Let's take resolve. Let's take the melee defense and the hit points. Then we have Reinhardt, who takes Colossus. +3, +2, and +4 hit points. And also, yes, we did get a shield, well, 2 shields. I'll go ahead and use them. Could deal more damage by not using a shield, but for now, let's use shields. Right, paranoid event again. Militia and brigands passed this way. Okay, I'm not going to go chasing for ghosts. Pretty likely that militia has killed them by now anyway. More garbage to sell. And that's an actual dagger instead of a knife. So let's use it. make a few changes here. Also, the short sword I probably should be using. Sure, I'll use it here. Or actually, let's see. I'll give the short sword to Aletta and use the militia spear on Grim. Right, there we go. We kind of sort of have weapons now, like actual weapons. U-Bolt desperately still needs to find, of course, some throwing weapons. Anyways, let's keep on moving. Also, I haven't checked, because I don't think this was even repaired last I was here, but I haven't checked how many port cities we have on this map. Most likely not many. Anyways, like I was planning, let's go to Sandberg. Get some amber at least. Nomads 3. However, I cannot probably catch up with them. There's the Adlerberg company here. They do have a few leaders. That would be a nice haul if I could dagger them. I guess it's worth to see, but yeah, I can't. Can't reach in time. Okay. Skin Ghoul. No thanks. Just no. More food, though. That is a yes. Alright, nothing else we do here. I will not fight the Skin Ghoul. Not this early. No way. It's bound to be a small one, but still. Obtain artifact, that's free money. Tooth and tail. What is this? The gnawed bones of deceased travelers are starting to pile up. Interesting. Anyway, so many bad conditions here that the amber is, yes, very expensive. So where is this? Forsaken Coven. Do I see that place? Seems I don't. So hopefully it's nearby. Alright, I'll take that. If it's... is it always Ancient Undead with these? I don't remember. But anyways, I might just flee from it. Get the free money. It's here. So it's a 2 skull. Ancient Undead. We might be able to do it, but the team's weapons and the team itself is a bit of a risk. So I think we'll just take it and leave. Okay, 6 Necrosavants are headed our way. No thanks! No thanks. Are they going to be able to catch up? God damn it. What I'll do is something kind of cheesy, I think. Does it matter though, since they're going to catch up? Can I still get that retinue? Watcher's Totem. I don't have the money because I need to pay wages. I cannot fight 6 Necrosavants. I could barely fight like 2. How rude. How rude. Anyways, I'll see if this actually helps. I don't remember if it works like that, but let's put at least Herbert. Well, let's put some others into reserves. What I could do here is attack them with one person who I'm willing to sacrifice, maybe. And then that will pause them on the world map. Which is, yes, it is very cheesy, but still. At least I think it works like that. So that these reserve characters... It's going to count as me attacking them. I think. Alright. Okay, well, good luck to you, Goschalk. You can't make out who is attacking you in time, so does it just have him there? Yes, it does. If I could actually run away from these things, I wouldn't have done this cheesy thing. Anyways, let's kick them. Hiya! Hiya! Goodbye. Rest in peace, Goschalk. You served me as well as you could have. You did a very valuable service. Anyways, now we can go here, since they will be paused on the world map. Okay, so who's the next expendable person? Who's the lucky guy? Or gal? So Grim or Ingrid, I think, since Paul now has the lockout perk. Yeah, okay, which one? Fast adaptation, you have faint, but you're slightly better in stats, I think. Well, not necessarily. Just having fast adaptation is so valuable this early. I think Grim goes. And I'm not planning on sacrificing him like this, but I might need to. Anyway, his job will be to grab that artifact and get the hell out. Sad music is playing. Yes, I know, it's very, very sad that he died. But anyways, now we can do that. It's going to take them a bit of time to actually get to us. Okay, 2 arms. There is a Necrosavant though. Are you going to allow me to leave? Bye. Yes. Alright. There we go. And now I might need to sacrifice him as well, because I need to go back here, and these guys are fast. But honestly, I'm kind of fine with that. Once again, cheesy, and he will die. And it's not like he's completely useless. Like, I could try to outrun them, but I don't think I can. Especially since I need to loop around here to actually get back. Alright. Take that away from you. You can fight with that. Now, I don't care if these go. Now, I guess I'll take the helmet off. Hiya! Good luck, Grim. Alright. Hiya! Hiya! And... well, it was a quick death. Rest in peace. Okay. See ya. Hopefully I don't need to do that a 3rd time. Okay, maybe I was actually fast enough to outrun them, but if I had to go the long way around, it would have cost us time. Anyways. We gain 1,000 crowns for that. And I think we will just leave if we are able to. There is only one place we can sail to, though. But we are headed there. We are headed to the southern city-states. See ya later, Necrosavants. Ambushed trade routes. Courier. Strolling through. Okay, this is the belly dancer. A belly dancer magnetizes Gutani's center plaza. Rhythmic movements on their own can coerce a beggar to donating a crown, but with the stage of the whole plaza, it is enough to draw crowds and with it heaps of gold. Masked by green silk, nearly see-through, and clothed in thin silks with the whole midriff exposed, the dancer is no doubt an expert in her field. She whirls, hips hypnotic, elbows bulge, hands clapping little cymbals, her feet tiptoeing as she spins a spot so tight there very well may be an invisible god above holding her in place as she razzles and dazzles. Someone throws an apple through the air and the dancer spins around and shoots a tiny dagger through it, plucking it dead center and dropping the fruit to the ground. Another apple soars in, and this time a large saber is produced and slashes the stem off, and she catches the rest and takes a bite. The crowd claps gently to this. Well done, have a crown! You take out a crown and flip it to the dancer. Her eyes catch its glint, but she doesn't break the dance. She drops her weapons and sashays over, cymbals clattering, hips gyrating, her knees hardly bending, her feet almost mystically carrying her across the ground. She claps the cymbals in your face, then swirls around, briefly bumping you with her hips, and starts to dance back to the middle. She picks up your coin with a toe and flips it up, and it lands in a clay pot. The crowd cheers. Maybe we can make use of this woman. After the belly dancer takes your crown, you wait around for the show to end. You approach as she picks up daggers and coins. She looks at you with a wry smile. Ah, an admirer. Sorry, only one show tonight, darling. You shake your head and ask if she knows anything about fighting. She nods. The Gilded One's gleam is upon us all, but not at all hours or days. Sometimes we must find our way through the dark. I take it by your dress that you are a crownling, putting that blade of yours where it does, and sometimes does not belong. You nod and ask her if she'd be interested in joining. She drops, bow-legged, and sinks to the ground like a collapsing truss. She counts her crowns. I'm not sure if you have a good eye for the wandering nature of ones such as myself. Perhaps there is a certain recognition for those of us willing to kill for what we want. That said, you'll have to try harder to get me to go around killing for coin. Okay, well, let's just pay her 500 crowns right now. You offer 500 crowns to the dancer. She keeps picking up the coins from her performance, one at a time, and putting them in her clay pot. It is almost a silent affair, coins clapping loudly as they fall into a nearly empty barrel of clay. She looks up, looks down. She puts in one more crown, then gets to her feet. She strips off her clothes and holds out her hand. The Gilded One must be gleaming upon us both, for you have earned such keep, and no doubt he has guided your purse here to bring it to me. You nod and shake her hand. The dancer asks that she take a look at your inventory. A body like mine, anything will fit, inside or out. I'll make it work. Okay, welcome to the company. Okay, sadly you are tiny, and no stars in melee skill nor defense. 65 starting though. Unpredictable with dexterous. Plus 10% chance to hit head. Comes with this nice nimble attachment, which seems to be unchanged from when I last played Legends. Okay, so not really... Could have gotten better, but anyways, I guess I should be glad. Since she is decent at least. 2-star ranged skill. Does get throwing, so maybe. Could be like a hybrid. Yeah, I think it makes sense, especially since minus 15% melee damage. 2-star resolve. Does have mind over body. Only 35 starting though. And I do not see fortified mind, but we can get that later. Maybe. 1-star fatigue. Base seems to be semi-low. Anyways, let's call her hybrid question mark. Probably we'll go with that. So, I don't see backs and belts, but we can, I would assume, get that later. Knife play. Learn to accurately throw your knives. Bound throwing knife skill. Interesting, so comes with the assassin perk group. 55 health, no Colossus. Okay, so yeah. I think it definitely, yes, 0 melee defense as well, so go into the back line. I don't have any throwing weapons though, so you'll just have to make do. Because few switches there. Also, you guys are in the fighting line. Let's put Reinhardt into the front. Now that I've lost 2 guys. Well, I sacrificed them for the greater good. And it was worth it, I think. Okay, you need better armor. Well, headgear, I guess. Also, I'm starting to understand why you used this whale. I mean, close your mouth at least. No, let's not do that. Let's see here. So this is 5. Let's have this instead. There you go. And switch weapons here. 65 is good. But yeah, no stars. Tiny. Needs to roll well as well. To do anything in melee. I don't know, we'll see about the melee part of this. Does have pole arms available. Daggers, I guess I could maybe see as an option. Swords, maybe. Maces actually make maybe more sense since for stunning purposes the minus damage doesn't matter. Also, tactical maneuvers is on tier 3 for you. Why is it on tier whatever this is? Is this, let's see, tier 5 for Astrid? Don't know. And also Underdog is here. Well, you won't be taking that because you'll not be going into melee, probably. Leap is available, so maybe go with something like that, so maneuverability. Would be far more interesting, I think, if this gal had rolled with some stars in melee skill without Tiny instead. Because I haven't ever used Leap much. And when you combine it with... Does this actually... No, that's not what I was looking at. What was the... Yeah, freedom of movement, that's what I wanted. So let's see. That does affect Leap. So yeah. Try to do something with that. But since you're not actually going to be... Well, 65 melee skill, yes, but I don't know. Well, we'll see. We'll see. We'll see if she's even alive. If this run will be alive by time that something like that would matter. Let's not sell anything. Sorry, needed to clear my throat there. Anyways, this event is just flavor text. And we've had it. Okay, so the only contract available is a delivery going to Forced Land. And I think I will take that, even though that does immediately take us out of here. But yeah, that's the only one. And it does count towards this. And we can scout the area as we do so. Also, yeah, this isn't where the arena is. I could recruit maybe one character, but I'm running out of money. As I will be needing food pretty soon as well. Speaking of food, it is expensive here. And I think I still have enough for the time being, so let's not bother. Okay, let's go. Alright, nomads. Blade dancer and a leader. And something that I haven't seen before. A sight hound. If I were to attempt that, I would definitely need to use nets. There's only 5 of them. But yeah, that blade dancer alone can wreck us at this point. What else did you guys have? A cutthroat, an archer, leader. I'm leaning towards not taking this risk. I don't think it's worth it. Even if they are afraid of us, even if there are only 5 of them. Goblins. More goblins. 7 of them. Okay, I think this one I might take this fight, even though it's not necessarily even worth it, but anyways. You'll get a lot of injuries out of that. Dire Wolf Rider instead of a Wolf Rider. Some Wolf Riders. Okay, I'm scared. They're scared as well, but... No, never mind, they're not. Never mind. Okay, goodbye. I will bravely run away to fight another day. Okay, semi-tough group of brigands. They do have a raider. This fight I will take. And if we lose, then so be it. I've had enough of running away, I guess. But we will be needing nets to guarantee, well, not guarantee, but to improve our chances. And Paul does have the mark target skill. Ingrid, start with a net out. And maybe you both should have a net. Paul's time will be spent doing other things, I think. Just start with that net out. I think this sling is next to useless in your hands. It would be nice that someone else was using nets instead of Reinhardt. Who would it be? Ingrid? Ingrid. Or maybe... well, at least this one goes there. Also, if I'm able to dagger the raider down, that would be good. The witch hunter and the miner are going to be issues, I think. The monk will keep their resolve up. Alright, well, let's see. Let's see. The raider comes with a great sword. And also, yes, backstabber does... It has been changed a lot, so now it increases damage to hit points by 5% for each ally surrounding and distracting your target, instead of letting you hit easier. I guess that's... I don't know what to think about that, but when it's... when enemies have it, I guess it's actually better, since getting hit is, I think, more of an issue usually. Though zombies, I don't know. Zombies will have a worse chance of hitting, but they'll deal far more damage. Since they will always have superior numbers, basically. Or very often, at least. Anyways, do I care about this guy's armor? The headgear would be nice. I don't know if this is a 4 AP weapon. Anyways, I guess we'll focus on others first. Probably use a few nets on the raider and let like someone's shield wall next to him, maybe. We'll see. Also, does the miner come with nimble? No. At least not yet. Alright, there's the Witch Hunter. Witch Hunter does have nimble. And a light crossbow, which is a terrifying weapon this early. For our ragtag group. Might also use a net on the miner, we'll see. I think they at least used to have nimble, but this one does not. 15 melee defense. A pole mark target is available. I'll use it on the miner at least. Let's use it on this guy. I think I'll not use it on the raider, as it's going to run out of... It's not going to last long enough, probably. Okay, Ingrid, let's just use your net. And then... quick step and attack. Okay, Aletta. Will I trust in you to handle the raider? You might not be able to. It's not the worst loss though if you die. 20 defense without shield wall. Raider has 65 melee skill. We need to deal with these guys as well. Maybe I'll just let the raider, like, spend his time trying to break free from that, and instead go for damage on these fools in the meanwhile. Also, if it's the best option to just nuke him down, then I will, and not bother with the daggering. Alright, and Herbert goes for the thug. Does manage to hit. $58. I guess I go for the miner. Alright, you have a net equipped. The miner is over there. If I move here, how effed am I? With U-Bolt and his 0 melee defense. At least a little bit. Maybe just get in position to throw somewhere when it's a better time. Reinhardt also has a net equipped. Maybe I like overdid it with the nets. Okay, for now, let's not use that. The only other target, I think, would be the miner. So just attack this rabble. Or this rabble. No, this is a thug. Well, anyway, that would be a kill. Do it. There's the monk. Monk is not nimble. Okay, mark this one. And just do nothing else. Nasty. We might be about to lose Reinhardt. But the Witch Hunter went for someone else and missed. Okay, go for the miner. Again, and miss again. As you do. Miner has engaged. That might be a net. Might be. Though he won't be as difficult to kill as they used to be. Nasty headshot. Raider breaks free. 55. Alright, let's see here. Has acted, has not acted. I'll wait and see if someone else can kill. Perhaps. 75. So I don't have enough firepower to kill the miner, probably. Without that net. Hate using them in a battle like this, but it is what it is, I think. Alright, so we have Ingrid and we have Herbert to finish this thug. I guess 45 means I just go for it, since it's, well, going to be difficult, but it wasn't. Okay, is it time to mark the raider? Witch Hunter comes with a short sword, so kind of dangerous in melee, despite only having 50 melee skill. Anyways, we need to wait for the raider to actually get in melee again, I think. Mark this thug who's shield walling. And I guess this rabble as well, which is fairly silly, but anyway. And that's all you do. Conserve fatigue. Semi-lucky hit. I could use adrenaline, let's not though. Net this guy. Alright, Reinhardt, if I still use him, if he gets hit in the head, he's going to die. I think I will still use him though. To do things. Right, Raider is going for the flank. I think based on how this fight is going, I did make the right call in not fighting the more difficult ones. Also... should I even try the daggering? Well, we'll see. We'll see. 24 to hit the monk. Let's wait for a marked target, I think. So I could go for this one, the thug. Yeah, let's go for it. Fail. And she instead did not fail, has stunned a letter. How rude. That means also that the miner gets to do some real damage here. Oh well. So it goes sometimes. So I could use Taunt. I don't think I care which one it attacks though. Or he attacks. Let's not dehumanize him. So this has a chance to daze. I guess daze would help. Let's see how much of a chance. 63. Yeah, let's just go for it. Okay, it did hit. I guess go for it again. Yes, they are indeed far easier to kill than they used to be, but maybe they get nimble later on. I don't know. Anyways, let's see. Reinhardt has a net. The raider is over there. I guess I do use a net, and you seem to be like the logical person to use the net. So let's go for it. Then again, you get in melee range with the monk, as well as the thug. And if they score a headshot, you will die, perhaps. The thug I can deal with pretty easily, but what about the monk? Only has 40 melee skill. Okay, let's take that chance. Okay. Mark you. And I suppose now we'll mark the raider and then you do nothing else. Fail. Ouch. Only one attack though. And there goes, who was that? Albrecht. Struck down. Let's see here. Probably go for the miner. Not sure about it though. We can probably kill with Aletta. Could go for the witch hunter, but it's not going to deal that much damage. Nimble, 90 hit points. Could also go for the raider. Just skip the daggering. Raider isn't breaking, so I think we just go for it. Okay, there we go. Miner is down as well. And we might still get the helmet. The Gambeson would also be good, but not as good. Alright, did you have feint? You don't. So do I even attack? I guess I do since you have fast adaptation. Does score a hit. Okay, the raider is trying to get away. U-bolt has been hit quite nastily. I think we will go for the raider, despite his scary weapon. We'll see how it goes, but we do have Astrid, at least. Running out of nets though. But maybe we can skip the nets. Anyways, Reinhardt can still fight against a monk. The Witch Hunter will be engaged in melee by someone, maybe Aletta. Someone needs to catch up with the Raider though. If I use Ingrid here... Ingrid does not have a shield equipped. Anyways. Just go for this, I suppose. And should I go for this? Nah, I don't think it's worth it. Nice hit there. Okay, so since someone will engage in melee, I guess you both can stick around. 13%. Okay, I don't know. Wait, maybe? Okay, we have Paul. I guess Paul does have a shield. I could maybe use him. Let's just move there. And I'll use the mark target, I guess, again next turn, probably. Could also rally. Let's use rally. And also get a kill. Nice. Okay. 2 left. 2 left. The thing is, though... How much initiative do you have? 114. So he's going to be able to get away, unless I engage here. Ingrid is only a fodder. 66 hit points. 7 melee defense. So we'll be getting hit. Might even die to like a... Will die, I think, to a headshot. But do I care? No, not when it's you. So let's go for it. Could use adrenaline. You do have a shield, so sure. Okay, and yeah, like I said, let's not go for the daggering, because that's too much of a risk. Let's just go for the damage. Yeah, just do that. Get your shield out and shield wall. Okay, missed. That did not miss though. 41 miss, 37 hit. Anyway, so that's a 63. No longer is he marked. Let's wait for the mark. And also, yes, Witch Hunters have fearsome. And Ingrid is now breaking. The difficulty scaling has finally caught up with us. Also, I don't know if this weapon has a split. It probably does. I don't remember. I think it does. Okay, so where's Paul? You're over there. Does it matter it has a split though? Maybe it doesn't. Anyways, I can engage in this angle, I suppose. Okay, mark and mark. Oh, hi, Mark. Okay, and Aletta. This time I don't think I will go for the rally. If Ingrid starts to flee and dies, then so be it. Let's instead do that. And that. 73, 84. Well, the Raider does not have Nimble. Go for the Raider. Instead, you have hit Ingrid, who is now fleeing. I think that means just that the Raider will be leaving. Unless I engage with someone. Oh well, I kind of saw that coming as a risk. Can I get Frolega there? Maybe. I'll just attack the Witch Hunter here. Stupid nimble. Anyways, Reinhardt, if you move there, you enable Frolega to only get one attack of opportunity against you. Well, against her. However, it still stands that if you... Well, whatever, it's fine. Kick, I guess. Hiya! Staggered. Can be split though, if that split exists. Anyway, I want this weapon, I want his helmet. Whatever. 37 dodge. Okay, you're dead. And that was a split? Yes, that was a split. No, it's only a struck down. Well, I wanted her to die. Anyways, whatever. Hiya, hiya. Sure. Okay. Can I... Yes. No, run them down. Ouch. 63. God damn it. 35. Okay, I guess I wait for the aimed shot. Next turn. Okay, nice hit. 50%er. Could go for a kick again. Sure, I suppose. Oh, yeah. Alright. Everyone lives. Albrecht actually gets brain damage, which is arguably good. Plus 15% resolve. Minus 25% experience gain though. Ingrid also gets brain damage. Okay. Well, there you go. A couple of brain-damaged goons. And U-Bolt has leveled. We get the helmet, and we do get the great sword. Anything else of note? Doesn't look like it. Well, there is a light crossbow, yes. Okay. And now, definitely don't fight the goblins. Or anything for a while. Okay, U-Bolt level 5. Let's see here. Hit points or fatigue. Does not have Berserk, does have perfect focus. Well, at least I don't see it here. It's possible always that I will just not see something. Also, there might be a perk of some kind that will actually enable more attacking that I haven't noticed. Let's take some hit points though. Right, and now we take Throwing Mastery. Since we are starting to see raiders, we will find those throwing weapons at some point. I guess you can take this instead of that. There you go. And also, let's equip that shield again. I need to find someone who can repair these. Rat catchers, I think, do come with the net perks. Okay, that's your new helmet, Herbert. And that means someone else can use this nasal helmet. Let's do like Reinhardt. And then also, yes, we have the great sword. Okay, maybe Frolega gets that. With fast adaptation, steel brow, and 3-star melee defense. Since it is a risk to go without a shield. 13 melee defense, so that's not that good, but let's go with it. Okay, militia spear. Do I use that on someone? Let's use it on Aleta, I suppose. Cut arm. Grazed neck. Broken nose. Okay, let's move. Hopefully not actually see any combat along the way. We are not fit to fight. And if I don't see anything, I won't feel bad about skipping it. Anyways, that's that done. There's an event. The market buzzes around you when a woman's voice breaks through the noise. You overhear her speaking to a vendor, her words heavy with grief. My husband was a guard at the north gate, she says, her voice trembling. Orcs ambushed him at dawn. They took him down before he could even fight back. He never stood a chance. She adds quietly, wiping away a tear. You move on, the weight of her sorrow lingering in the air, a grim reminder of how quickly fate can strike. Damn. Okay. And also, yes, marauding greenskins. Where is this caravan going? It's going to the northwest. Okay, that's perfect because it avoids the goblins. That gives us time to heal and repair. I'll just take that. Okay, assign people. Alright, let's do it like that. Kind of feel a little bit cheesy about camping during caravans as well, but it's a part of the mod, I suppose. Most people find the task of walking about to be pretty simple, but those who do little else but walk about find more interest in the affair. Unsurprisingly, Froleka and Ingrid have come to bond of their tales of walking around. We march on. Thank you for that. Right, let's stop by here, I suppose. I could get an apprentice. So yes, I have a couple of levels. Yes, that was from the delivery. I'll get this food, I guess. One stack of tools. Let's skip the recruit though. Do the levels at this point. Earbert, the main man, level 6. Also +2 for melee skill. Ugh. +4 hit points. And I guess either range defense or fatigue. I'll just get the fatigue. Yeah, I could go for Berserk. I think that's going to be of more use at this point than Second Wind. And Wahida, level 2. Could get Student. Could get Gifted. Could get Leap. Could get Fast Adaptation. Could get basic, back to basics. Also Pathfinder, yes, that's going to be probably a thing. But I'll just take Student. This is far better in Legends than it is on Reforged. The bonus experience stays until level 99. Okay, let's take that Resolve. needs more, I think. And let's take the +2 melee skill instead of the +4 fatigue. Also, do you get some kind of... Well, you do get the mind over body. So I haven't... Well, obviously I haven't since this run isn't that old, but I haven't taken promised potential on anyone yet. Which might be worthwhile. I'll mark it in blue. Anyways, let's move. We are still a bit hurt, but I don't need as many healers. Nor do I need to repair, gather things. Let's have one Fletcher as well. I will definitely need some more nets. Or at least someone who can repair them. So a rat catcher is kind of a priority. If indeed they do get the net perks, they should. Gold nugget, however, it's kind of expensive. So is the iron ingots. Food is kind of affordable, and I do need more food. Okay, there we go. Goat cheese. Recruits. We do have a servant. Yoink! Do you guys still come with everything? Meal preparation, camp cooking, stacking. Paymaster. Yes, they do still come with everything. Quartermaster. Where's pacifist? There. Okay, so we have our reserves character. So we don't need a peddler anymore, as this guy comes with... Well, you don't need it, but Paymaster helps a lot, as does Quartermaster. So that's an excellent find. Otherwise, garbage, but that doesn't matter. Just need to reach like level 2, and then they will just sit in the reserves. Mr. Reserve. And can even get to level 2 by... Well, be in the fighting line for now. That's fine. That's fine. So let's see here. Let's use some slightly better gear, I guess. Since we have it. Alright, that seems to be it. So we do have a reinforced flail. Do I want to use it? Yeah, I think I took it away from Aletta. Let's just give it back. And Paul, let's have this militia spear instead. And Ingrid. Well, since you have fast adaptation, continue with this hatchet. Felt useless in the reserves. Is that that's just because I... That's just because I sacrificed 2 people. Come on. That wasn't fight. That wasn't a combat. You definitely didn't want to be a part of it. It was just a sacrifice to the blood guards. To allow us to pass, basically. Anyways, finding a servant or a housemaid is a pretty substantial boost in a run. And we did. What was the tool price? Bad. Just bad. That's a war fork. That's a spear. And I can afford it. And since it's a spear, it's better for Herbert, who has spear mastery. Which means someone else could use this battle standard, like Vahida. It's a bit expensive. I can still afford it, but then I definitely need to be conservative with my money. Definitely don't need to get it though, we'll find plenty. Okay, never mind, let's not get it. I convinced myself to not get it. How about a dog? 310. That's cheap as far as dogs go. I could get like 1. There's also Silver the Wolf here. Let's get 1 dog. And who's the guy? Well, you get to use it for now. Hathuwarj, Mr. Reserve. Alright, then what was this? That is Goblin Camp, no. I just say no. Okay, now we need money. Honey. Okay, let's go through this area. Is there anything here? There is a Wiener Ganger camp. Okay, that we will do. Or at least attempt it. I mean, surely we will win, but anyway. But that will be next time. Thanks for watching, and I shall see you then.